Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that takes source material and, well, really digs into it to find those key nuggets of knowledge for you. Today we're tackling something that impacts pretty much everyone working today. The global digital workplace technologies market. We got some really fascinating data here from cognitive market research. It lays out the market size, the share, and where things are headed, projections from 2021 right through to 2033. Think of this as your quick guide to understanding this tech revolution that's reshaping how and where we all get work done.
It is fascinating, isn't it? Especially how fast it's all moving. Our goal today really is to help you get a handle on the sheer scale of this growth, sure, but maybe more importantly, to unpack those crucial differences between regions, and what that actually means for businesses, for individuals going forward.
Okay, let's get into it. This growth story is, well, it's pretty incredible. We're starting back in 2021. The global market for these digital workplace technologies was already substantial, around $22.8 billion.
Right, a big number to begin with. But here's where it gets really interesting. Just 4 years on, by 2025, that figure basically doubled. More than doubled, actually, to $48.7 billion. And the forecast is projected to shoot up to over $222.6 billion by the year 2033.
Wow.
Yeah. That represents a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR of almost 21%. That's not just steady growth, that's transformative.
21% CGR over that long. That's definitely a transformation, not just a trend. So, okay, before we break down the regions, maybe quickly define what we mean by digital workplace technologies. Is it just Zoom and Slack?
Good question. It's broader than that, definitely. It's really an ecosystem. Think about cloud collaboration tools, yes, video conferencing, project management getting way more sophisticated, but also AI-powered tools helping with productivity, automation, and crucially, cybersecurity platforms, which are vital for remote and hybrid setups. We're even seeing things like, more immersive virtual collaboration spaces and really advanced mobile platforms so you can truly work from anywhere. All of that fuels this growth.
Got it. So it's the whole suite of tools enabling this new way of working. Okay, let's see where this impact is biggest. How does it break down regionally? Maybe start with North America.
Sure. North America is, unsurprisingly, a major force here. Traditionally strong in tech adoption, they started at about $8.6 billion back in 2021, the projection. Nearly $79.5 billion by 2033. That keeps it growing at a really strong CGR, just over 20%.
Okay, and within North America, the U.S. is obviously the giant, right?
Absolutely. The U.S. market was about $7 billion of that initial $8.6 billion in 2021, and it's expected to climb to over $64 billion by 2033.
$64 billion just for the U.S. That's almost a tenfold jump.
It is. But what's also interesting is that Canada and Mexico, while smaller markets, actually show slightly higher CGRs within the region. Canada's around 21.1%, Mexico 20.7%.
Huh. So strong growth across the board there.
Yeah, it suggests pretty wide adoption, not just concentrated in the U.S.
Okay, well, let's hop across the pond to Europe. How's it looking there?
Europe's another huge market, a bit over $5 billion in 2021, and that's forecasted to hit over $46.5 billion by 2033. The growth rate is very similar to North America, actually, 20.4% CAGR.
Any particular standouts in Europe?
Well, Germany leads in terms of growth rate, just slightly. It's projected to go from just under $1 billion in 2021 to nearly $9.8 billion by 2033. That's a CAGR of about 21.2%.
Okay.
But what's really striking about Europe is the consistency. The UK, France, Italy, Spain, the Nordics, Switzerland, they're all showing really solid CGRs, mostly between 19% and 21%.
So it's widespread adoption there, too.
Exactly. It points to a really broad digital shift across many different European economies, large and small.
All right. Now, Asia-Pacific, I hear this is where things get really explosive.
That's right. Asia-Pacific is really emerging as a powerhouse in this space. It started at around $5.8 billion in 2021, but it's projected to soar past $62.5 billion by 2033. And yes, it has the highest regional CGR in the data we looked at, an impressive 21.95%.
Wow, nearly 22%. Who's driving that? China.
China's a huge part of it, yes. In terms of sheer size, it's projected to hit almost $19.5 billion by 2033. Its CAGR strong too, about 22.2%, but the real standout, the country with the single highest CAGR in the entire data set, is India.
India.
Yeah. India shows a phenomenal CAGR of 22.875%. It goes from about $850 million in 2021 to over $10 billion forecast for 2033.
What's behind that surge in India?
It seemed to be a combination of factors: a very young, digitally adept workforce, big government pushes for digital infrastructure, digital India and all that, and perhaps some leapfrogging, moving straight to advanced cloud and mobile solutions. It's quite remarkable.
That is remarkable. And other places in APAC,
Right.
Japan, Korea.
Also, very strong contributors: Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore. They're all displaying robust CGRs, mostly in that 21% to 22.8% range as well. It really paints a picture of the whole region just accelerating its digital transformation.
Okay, so North America, Europe, Asia Pacific covered. What about South America, Middle East, Africa? Are they seeing similar trends?
They are, absolutely. Starting from smaller bases, generally, but showing really significant momentum. South America, for instance, is expected to hit over $14.5 billion by 2033. That's up from about $1.4 billion in 2021, with a strong CGR around 21.25%. Brazil's the leader there, projected to reach almost $5.7 billion.
Okay. And the Middle East?
Similar story. Projected to exceed $11.6 billion by 2033, up from just over $1.1 billion. Again, a CAGR around 21.1%. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are the key players driving that.
Right. And Africa?
Africa's market is forecast to reach nearly $8 billion by 2033, starting from about $800 million in 2021. The CGR there is also strong, about 20.4%. South Africa is a major regional hub, expected to hit over $3.6 billion itself.
So it seems like pretty much everywhere across the globe is seeing this massive uptake, this near 20% or higher growth.
That's the key takeaway. It's truly a global phenomenon.
So looking at all these huge numbers, this consistent growth across every single region, it's undeniable. This isn't just a blip. What are the core engines really pushing this forward so consistently?
Yeah, it boils down to a few really powerful converging drivers. First, the most obvious one, the huge and seemingly permanent shift towards remote and hybrid work. That just necessitates better digital tools.
Right, that makes sense.
Second, there's intense pressure on businesses everywhere to boost productivity and efficiency, and these technologies, especially now with AI being integrated, offer concrete ways to do that.
Okay.
Third, think about talent. Companies have to offer flexible, modern, tech-enabled work environments if they want to attract and keep the best people. It's become table stakes, really.
A competitive necessity.
Exactly. And finally, you can't ignore cybersecurity and data privacy. As work becomes more distributed, investing in secure platforms isn't optional. It's absolutely critical. You put all that together with rising digital literacy worldwide, and you get this powerful, self-reinforcing cycle of adoption and innovation. It's set for explosive, ongoing growth.
It really paints a clear picture. Okay, so you've heard the numbers, you get the scale, you know what's driving it. But let's bring it back to you, the listener. What does all this mean for you?
This deep dive really underscores that digital transformation isn't just jargon. It's a massive, measurable shift. And it has real implications for, well, every industry, every company, and probably your career path, too.
And that leads to a really interesting question to ponder, doesn't it? If these technologies are already reshaping work so profoundly, what's next? What kind of specific, maybe even disruptive innovations are going to pop up in the next few years to keep this incredible growth going? And maybe more personally, how might those changes impact your day-to-day work life even more? What new skills become essential? How does our relationship with technology at work evolve from here?
Definitely something to think about as you navigate this constantly changing future of work. Welcome, fellow explorers, to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into a topic that's fundamentally reshaping how we all work: digital workplace technologies.
It really is everywhere now.
Exactly. We've got a fantastic stack of insights here, from cognitive market research on the trends, drivers, and challenges.
A really interesting report.
Yeah. Our mission today is basically to cut through the noise, unpack the key forces at play, maybe uncover some surprising hurdles, and definitely highlight the incredible evolving trends, the ones redefining enterprise productivity and workforce engagement. Think of it as your express lane to understanding the future of your workday. So let's get into this.
Sounds good. It's truly a seismic shift, and what's really striking here is how these technologies are moving far beyond just making things more efficient.
Right. It's more fundamental.
Absolutely. They're actually altering the very fabric of our professional interactions and even how companies sort of define the office. We'll definitely explore that why today.
Okay. So let's kick off with what's fueling this incredible expansion. The report highlights the sheer demand for seamless collaboration tools as, like, a massive growth engine.
Yeah, that's number one.
When we talk about platforms like Microsoft Teams, Zoom, Slack, what's fundamentally changed that makes this such an explosive driver now compared to, say, 5 or 10 years ago? Is it just the tech maturing, or maybe something deeper about how businesses are structured?
That's a great question, because it's not just about the tools getting, incrementally better. It's really about a fundamental redefinition of the office itself.
Oh, okay.
We used to rely so much on physical proximity, right? To
Right.
build trust, share ideas, coordinate stuff.
Face to face.
Exactly. Now, these cloud-based platforms aren't just communication channels anymore. They're becoming the digital proxies for that shared physical space.
It's like a virtual water cooler almost.
In a way, yeah, but much more functional. Think about it. A project team scattered across 3 continents, without these tools, that project simply wouldn't exist or would be incredibly inefficient. It's truly enabling a new level of global talent access. That's something pretty unprecedented.
That's a really sharp point about trust and structure in distributed teams. And it seems that reliance on digital spaces then pushes companies toward the second major driver, cloud-first digital strategies.
Definitely. They go hand in hand.
Is this essentially businesses saying, look, we have to be cloud native if we're going to compete globally?
Precisely. It's a complete reimagining of IT infrastructure. Companies aren't just dipping their toes in the cloud anymore. They're diving headfirst, migrating entire operations to cloud-native ecosystems.
Wow. Okay.
And this isn't just about, saving a few bucks on servers. It's much more about enhanced scalability, operational resilience,
Resilience. Yeah, that seems key.
and the ability to deploy new solutions at lightning speed. It's like building digital shock absorbers into the very core of the business,
Okay.
making them inherently more resilient to disruptions and, crucially, allowing centralized, secure access to everything from any device, anywhere.
That makes perfect sense for resilience, especially now. And finally, the third crucial driver mentioned is talent mobility and the expansion of the global workforce.
Mm.
We've always had international business, obviously, but what specific challenges does this digital workplace trend address for today's globally dispersed teams that perhaps wasn't addressed before?
Well, it really addresses the challenge of consistency and integration. When teams operating across multiple geographies, cultures, time zones.
Yeah, the complexity must be huge.
It is. And you absolutely need standardized tools for collaboration, for training, for tracking performance effectively. Digital workplace technologies deliver those consistent user experiences, they unify communication channels, and they intelligently integrate workflows, regardless of where someone is physically located.
So everyone's on the same page, tool-wise at least.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it significantly boosts productivity and engagement across a diverse, dispersed workforce by ensuring everyone has, the same access to resources and information.
So we've seen these powerful forces pushing companies deeper into the digital workplace. But as with any major shift, it's certainly not all smooth sailing, is it?
No, definitely not. There are significant hurdles.
Let's talk about some of those barriers the report highlights. The first, and maybe the most immediate concern for many, is data privacy and cybersecurity threats.
Always a big one.
As more of our work moves online, what's the real cost companies are paying to combat this widening attack surface? It sounds expensive.
The cost is substantial, yeah. And it's not just financial, though that's obviously huge. Yes, there's been a clear rise in things like ransomware, phishing, data breaches. It's constant.
You hear about it all the time.
Right. So enterprises are forced to invest heavily in a robust zero-trust security frameworks, multi-factor authentication, end-to-end encryption, the works. But beyond the significant IT budget impact, it also adds compliance workloads and, let's be honest, can sometimes introduce friction into the user experience.
Yeah, extra logins, more steps.
Exactly. It raises this really important question. How do organizations truly balance that need for constant innovation and easy collaboration with maintaining, bulletproof security? It's a tough balancing act.
That friction point is key, especially when you consider the next hurdle. High implementation, complexity, and cost.
Another major one.
For, say, a small or mid-sized business, just adopting one of these big platforms sounds like a huge decision. But what about the hidden costs and complexities, the stuff beyond just buying the software license?
Oh, it's far more than just purchasing licenses. That's almost the easy part. The real challenge often comes from integrating these new tools with existing, maybe older legacy systems.
Getting everything to talk to each other.
Precisely. Plus, managing infrastructure upgrades, the sheer effort and cost of properly training employees, and then ensuring long-term support and maintenance. Many organizations, especially smaller ones, really struggle to align these profound needs with their existing budgets and, frankly, the technical capabilities of their current teams. It's not just an adoption. It's often a complete overhaul of how a company operates internally. It requires significant IT maturity and ongoing investment. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
And then there's the human element, which can often be the trickiest bit. Workforce resistance to technological change.
The people side, yeah, crucial.
What does this actually feel like for the employees on the ground who are meant to be using these shiny new tools day in, day out?
Well, for some, it can feel like disruption, like just another thing to learn on top of their actual job, or even a loss of control over how they work.
I can see that.
Not every employee is inherently tech savvy, right? Or ready to just abandon familiar workflows they might have used effectively for years. A lack of digital literacy, maybe insufficient onboarding support from the company, or even just frustration from constant platform updates.
Oh, yeah, the updates.
All that can seriously hinder adoption and ultimately reduce the return on investment the company was hoping for. This really highlights why effective change management, focusing on the people side of the transformation, becomes absolutely critical.
Communication and support.
Exactly. Without proper support and clear communication about the why, even the best, most expensive tools won't deliver on their promise because people just won't use them effectively, or they'll find workarounds.
So, despite these genuine hurdles, security, complexity, resistance, the future still looks incredibly promising thanks to some truly game-changing trends. What's at the forefront of this next wave of digital workplace evolution, according to the research?
Without a doubt, I'd say it's the deeper integration of AI and automation. That's really accelerating now.
Okay, AI. How is that showing up practically?
We're seeing the latest digital workplace tools embedding features like predictive scheduling. Imagine your calendar practically organizing itself based on priorities and availability.
That sounds useful.
Yeah. And voice-enabled navigation, intelligent document search that actually finds what you need, and automated task management for repetitive stuff.
Taking away the grunt work.
Pretty much. These technologies are designed to minimize that manual intervention, cut down on the boring repetitive work, and deliver a more tailored, more intuitive experience for each user. Think about how much time this could potentially free up in your daily tasks for more strategic, maybe more creative work.
That's a huge potential time saver, definitely. And on a completely different note, another exciting development mentioned is immersive collaboration through AR and VR.
Yeah, augmented and virtual reality.
Virtual reality isn't just for gaming anymore, is it? It feels like it's finally getting serious business applications.
Far from just gaming, companies are really starting to leverage AR and VR for incredibly practical applications. Things like virtual training simulations.
Ah, like for complex skills.
Exactly. Or remote meetings that feel genuinely more present than a standard video call. And even collaborative 3D design where people can manipulate models together in a shared virtual space.
Wow.
What's truly fascinating here is how these immersive environments are proving especially beneficial in sectors like engineering, manufacturing, healthcare.
Places where seeing things in 3D really matters?
Precisely. They allow for a level of spatial understanding and real-time simulation that was previously impossible remotely. It enables teams to work on complex designs or procedures almost as if they were physically in the same room.
That's truly next-level collaboration.
Yeah.
And lastly, the report points to the rapid adoption of analytics-driven workforce insights.
Data, data, data.
For a listener, what kind of meaningful data are we talking about here? Is it just tracking clicks or something more? And how does it actually impact their day-to-day work environment?
It's getting much more sophisticated than just tracking clicks, hopefully. We're talking about platforms now equipped with engagement dashboards, productivity trackers used carefully, of course, and detailed usage analytics for the tools themselves.
Okay.
These tools, when used ethically and transparently, can go beyond simple metrics. They can help organizations assess employee well-being. Are people overloaded? Are certain tools causing friction?
Yeah.
Measure the actual effectiveness of the technology they've invested millions in.
So is the investment paying off?
Right. And guide remote or hybrid work strategies with real-time data, not just guesswork. This translates to smarter HR decisions, potentially improved digital well-being by identifying patterns that might lead to burnout, and more agile policy adaptation based on how people are truly interacting with their work and the tech. It can directly impact your experience as an employee.
As we've explored today, then, the digital workplace technologies market is just so much more than a collection of, efficient tools. It
Yeah,
feels like a really strategic, dynamic shift in how we connect, collaborate, and grow in this truly digital first world.
absolutely. From driving global collaboration in ways we couldn't before, to leveraging AI for efficiency, and even using immersive experiences for complex tasks, this market is evolving at an incredible pace.
Yeah.
It's fundamentally shaping the next generation of the workforce, hopefully fostering a more connected, efficient, and ultimately more adaptable way to work for everyone.
So, as you, our listeners, reflect on your own role or your industry, maybe think about this. What aspect of this evolving digital workplace do you think will have the biggest, perhaps most surprising impact on how you specifically collaborate and achieve your goals in the years to come? Definitely something to mull over until our next deep dive.